on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust at dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues in life to pay. Half my life's in books, written pages. Lived and learned from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All things come back to you. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the left, sing for the dear. Sing with me, it's just for the day. Maybe tomorrow, the good Lord will take you away.
Miami's got the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. 'Cause we're the Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one.
Welcome to Fins TV. I'm your host, Fins Sammy, aka Fins Sammy. Soy my co-host, Steve Hallett. Steve, welcome to a Groundhog Day edition of Fins TV.
All right, Miami. It is time, man. Let's do it. We got another losing Tuesday. I got to think of something really good. Treacherous Tuesday. I know that in the past I had there's a no buts about it Tuesday. Maybe I'll bring that back or something like that. The Dolphins sucked ass. Or I might say but. I just won't say that anymore. It's the Dolphins sucked ass on Sundays. So
Yeah, we're close to saying it's third Tuesday, but because the Dolphins are just way too much. Let's go straight to the headlines, Steve, because another week another disappointment, another loss for the Dolphins. So on this episode, the Dolphins went to Cleveland, the weather, there's no excuses. Tua having probably the worst game of his career against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. We're going to talk about that. And, it's the point of no return for Mike McDaniel, Tua, and the Dolphins for sure, because, it's just a mess. They just can't find a way to win. They just can't find a way to stop anyone. Just can't find a way to score points. And we're gonna hit the mute button. So many people, they just shut their mouths. Even from inside the organization, in the media, whatever, you can pick whoever you want. You can pick in the chat who you want to hit the mute button. So we're gonna play some mute button. That's a new segment on Fins TV.
I like it. Love it, man. No, it's I don't know, man. I got a lot of people I could hit that mute button on, but I was thinking really, 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 really focused, like on somebody on Sunday. So I'm glad we got that segment coming up, Sammy.
Oh boy, that should be fun. So let's go straight to the highlights of the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, sir.
This has been one of the best third down offenses in the league, but they're not even going to be close. Who's nursing that ankle injury since week 1. Gabriel fires one point, threads the needle. It's Judy at the wrong time. Judkins puts his cleat in the turf. Judkins, first down and more, take field goal. Operation sound, and Schmidt is good. Pick up those numbers. Handoff Achane. Achane breaking free. All that speed, Tyson Campbell for both teams. That gets the Dolphins in business from the Cleveland 32. Tua faking a handoff, Tua beautiful little pass. Simon laid August after the injury to Jason Sanders, and the kick is good.
Is mistakes.
Judkins unleashed. Judkins touchdown. The Esridge is going to play it. Esridge football is out. Cleveland's got it.
Down that Miami defense.
For a little bit of a bobble, Judkins gets it back. Judkins. Miami trying to get the football. Bad boy Gabriel just able to get it. The penalty against Miami for nearly 70 yards, and they come again backwards. So back-to-back plays with blown protection schemes, and they get a lot of it back. Achane churn up as much of that clock as they can for the Dolphins. Tua taking a shot towards the end zone. Broken up.
Oh boy. They do.
Tua, Cleveland rushing forward. Tua's going to run for it. McDaniel thought about it just for a split second, but he sends Patterson out, and Miami will indeed stop. As Miami begins with possession down 11 from their 30. That one is picked. Campbell, and he will waltz in for the pick 6 on the first play of the second half.
Browns defense is jacked up.
Cleveland top 5 defense. Tua.
At the end of the fourth quarter, if you can get it close.
Handoff again, it's Gordon, looks like he's got it. Over the navigating lanes without Tyreek Hill, and he's got a man wide open as they find the open seam there. So they go for it again on 4th and 8. Here they come, Tua over the middle, caught, and it appears as Dolphins among the best third down teams. Bad today, free blitzer, Tua's pass, picked off, Jenkins. Jenkins' first pick with Cleveland. Jenkins bangs it in. Tua's pass, first down, and that one is picked. Browns ain't done yet. There is a penalty flag thrown in the offensive backfield. He was.
When we brought up the takeaways, look at Hickman. Tua's trying to hold him off, and just really a beautiful job. Tua just throws it blind, but Hickman leading that Cleveland Brown defense, dominating in the fourth.
As you can see, I tried to speed it up a little bit just to make it quick and painful, but it wasn't quick enough because it was just a mess, Steve. The Dolphins finding new ways to turn the ball over, finding new ways to not score. Tua probably having the worst game of his career. One of the thoughts about the game was against the Browns on Sunday.
Well, I want to thank Tua for bringing me back to when I was 9 years old, which was the last time in Miami Dolphins history that a quarterback went back-to-back with 3 interception games. So you're in rare company with Dan Marino, Tua, but good God. It was just the whole game was there was no spirit. There was no the team looked like they just couldn't wait to get off the field. Achane, he was who we loved watching on the field, but one person like that, all we're really doing is just wasting his talent. Huge props to Julian Hill, actually. Because actually he has shown up. In all fairness, he has shown up, but
yes,
he delivered the hardest hit of every Miami Dolphin this week when he hit Achane or Ollie Gordon in the chest on that short line of game. Dude, he absolutely drilled
body slam.
So hard. I was like, oh my God. And they showed the replay, and I'm like, oh my God, that was such a hard hit. It was ridiculous. But it was just, again, you know what? Football season is way too short, especially for Miami Dolphins who never see the playoffs. So, or at least see playoff wins. So I'm enjoying the games, but it's just a really, really tough product to watch right now with everything that's going on and off the field. It's a unique season, Sammy. That's for sure.
Absolutely. You know, again, they finding new ways to disappoint us because a couple of weeks ago when Miami Daniel looked like he had a realization this is not going good. They looked better with less penalties against the Bills. The following week they did kind of the same, but they're back to square one. The penalties, the they for sure they have they lack talent enough to compete with the best teams, but the Browns are not one of the better teams in the league. So you can expect at least an even team, but they shoot themselves the foot so many times with the penalties, with the turnovers, with Tua. Basically, I said the other day on Fit Network that Tua is basically is having a factory reset because he's not even back to when the worst times of Flores. He's still at the beginning of his career. It's like he's a completely different quarterback. I don't know if it's something physical. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if the money got to his head. So many comments, so many things. But Tua right now not arm strength, not mentally. He doesn't look at the player he once was, Steve.
No, and we've seen this happening. We've been talking about it for a while. It doesn't seem that his heart is in it. Gotten a brief back and forth on social media today where it's just you got to wonder after 2026 if he just doesn't Andrew Luck it and be like, hey guys, I'm out.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if he did a solid to the organization after 2025 and said, hey guys, sorry, I'm out, and gave some of that money back and voided his own contract. Not going to happen, but it'd be kind of cool of him.
If he thinks it's a half of the play of Josh Allen is, how about half of the salary? I would love that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so he's just. I think it's not even back to square one with him. It is like it's like a degradation of what it was. He's eroding from his peak of where he was, and a lot of factors go into that. I'm not, we don't know really what's going on. We see what it appears like on the field, but the first time somebody throws 3 interceptions in a game, and you hope that they'd be really, really angry with themselves and disappointed, maybe smiles a little bit and laughs. 2 games in a row of throwing those interceptions and still being on the sidelines and not acting like you're pissed off and you want to really, truly change stuff. But it's an entire organizational issue that we have going on right now, and it's reflecting on the field everywhere.
Absolutely. So without further ado, let's welcome the Fins TV crew member, Shari Hallett, and part of the Fins TV family, special guests, Jason Sarney and Adrian Rainey from the Rainy Day Pod. Good evening, guys.
Gentlemen.
I want to do the Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, let's start with Shari. Shari, you saw the highlights, you saw the game. Quick and painful because that game was just a mess. So what are the thoughts about the game against the Browns, Shari?
It was a hot mess, and it was very
Yes.
painful. And while we were watching it, it didn't seem very quick. It seemed to drag on and on and on and on, just like the nightmare that is being a Dolphins fan. Listening to my husband speak, watching Tua, it's like watching the end of the tiniest little Dolphin era because he has, in my opinion, he looks like he has no F's to give at all, like no emotion. I know he's been paid and paid well, and he's got generational wealth for his family. At this point, I agree with my husband. Hang it up. Go be a commentator somewhere. Go be a quarterback's coach. I don't even care. Just get out. Here's our problem. There's nobody behind him right now. You've got Wilson getting benched and Ewers getting moved to second string, and Ewers coming in and looking just as shitty as Tua when it wasn't like Ewers came in and all of a sudden it was like, oh, if we had just been playing him the whole game, look where we'd be. No, it was ass because they're all playing behind our line, which is ass. And I love you guys and I love seeing you guys every week, but it is Groundhog Day and it is tiring and it is heartbreaking. And I'm wearing, I had a Jim Mandich jersey made a long time ago because he's from my era. My husband's talking about being freaking 9 the last time when Marino threw 3 interceptions 2 games consecutively. I'm from listening to Jim Mandich call games on Dolphins radio and saying, all right, Miami. And now he'd be like, all right, Miami. Like, really? I can't.
He'd be like,
you got-
oh, hell no, Miami.
Oh, hell no, Miami. So I know that I'm not alone and misery loves company, but I didn't see a team where I was like, well, at least we were doing this well and at least we had this dimension locked down. So we just have to tweak a few things and we'll be right back. I saw an organization that has to be burned to the ground and start from the bottom all the way up to the top. And I mean, just clean how, and we all know it's not going to happen and it's certainly not going to happen anytime soon. But I'm so done with hearing why we should succeed and trying to figure out why we don't. We don't because this is a team that is not on the same page in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. Jason, again, low expectations, but even the low expectations we have cannot compare to losing to the Cleveland Browns 21-6. When basically, you had your quarterback starting and he has regressed so much. So I want to know your thoughts about the game was against the Browns. Jason.
It was a hot mess. It was terrible. It was eye-opening. And it's not just Tua. There's a lot of problems. There are so many problems. But Tua has completely regressed. The defense, yet again, allowing a running back to have a career day. Yeah, the yardage wasn't as bad as other backups from the previous 2 weeks, but you're allowing him to get a hat trick with 3 touchdowns and long, explosive plays to boot. So nothing went right. The fact that you could only put up 2 field goals against the Cleveland Browns. I mean, this was supposed to be the toilet bowl game between the 2 1-5 teams, but it really looked like the Browns were a 5-1 team, and the Dolphins shouldn't have even won a game yet. So the fact that they haven't done anything disciplinary or administrative, I know Ross doesn't fire people mid-season. It doesn't just have to be a firing of a head coach. Trade a guy out. Maybe you demote someone. Do something to show that the fans that there's a care and there's going to be change soon. But it was really probably, it might be one of the worst Dolphin games I've ever seen, if not the.
Yeah, it was was completely horrendous just because of the fact that I understand, that when you Dolphins are having bad weather, they usually don't have a good game. But it's the stupid penalties, the mistakes. Tua basically not reading a defense to save his life, throwing that kind of pick that in the end zone. Those things you just can't do, Jason. It's frustrating, but it's maddening when you see some things like that you're supposed to not ever do that kind of turnover, Jason.
I mean, it's almost like when he's under duress, he just says, screw it, and just throws it. And it's like the version of like Necessary Roughness with the quarterback pop key. Blow the whistle. and that's where I think that we're at with him. He's not the type of quarterback to do what a lot of other quarterbacks in this league can do and dance around, maybe pick up yardage, in a creative way, extend the play. I mean, it's not it. It's not it. I mean, for a quarterback that can succeed against mediocre or poor teams when everything else has to go right is not a formula for consistent success. Now, for everyone who's watching that's a Tua lover and everyone else stinks, it's not just Tua. I've had it with the coaching. Both sides.
For sure.
I've had it with, look, the play calling sometimes can be absolutely mind-boggling. I saw a chart today that I think Kyle Krabs commented on Malik Washington's statistics.
Oh, poor guy.
I know Kyle was, I think, defending Malik because the statistics are not good. But if you look at how many times he has gotten a pass target before the line of scrimmage, this is a wide receiver. The only acceptable player on this team who should be getting passes behind the line of scrimmage is Devon Achane. I don't have a problem with that because he's Devon Achane and is a running back. But my God, how are you expecting to put Malik Washington into a position of success when you're throwing the ball 1, 2, 5, 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me. And there are other stupid situations that Mike McDaniel had done. For example, there was a play that Ollie Gordon might have picked up a first down. So what does McDaniel do? He calls a timeout. Let's analyze this for a second. Number one, if you don't call the timeout and you throw the red challenge,
Yes,
You're going to get a timeout either way.
Anyway,
you
yes.
have time to discuss things whilst
We said the exact thing. Yep.
whilst the crew is looking at it. And I'll tell you this, I'll bet a limb he would have won the challenge.
Yep.
Finally.
It looked like Ollie picked up the first down.
Well, now you know why you didn't throw the flag.
Well, because he doesn't know when or when not to.
It'd be like the person who never gets Wordle. Like, I'm not going to get it right ever. I'm just going to suck every single day.
If you're supposed to be that smart, if you're supposed to be that innovative, why can't you think of things? And I joked around. He went to Yale. I have a degree from State University of New York at Buffalo. I was a comm major. There's no way I should know that other than
I have a mass comm degree too.
But I went to a SUNY school. That's deprecated to me. But I am absolutely shocked that he hasn't learned from his mistakes. And he can't adapt. The league has adapted to him. He has not adapted to the league adapting to him. Big problem.
And I know that, Adrian, you haven't even had a chance to speak. You just get to enjoy the rest of us talking,
good.
and my dogs are barking. Sorry. But, Jason, you said something, and we made a comment, and I can't remember the exact comment right now, but it was something about, you said the line passes behind the line of scrimmage. When you have got a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 1, why are you making it 3rd and 6 by pitching back 5 yards? And so we kept saying, or the only play it feels like McDaniel ever has in any of these scenarios is the screen that everyone sees coming, and we're like, we said something like, "Oh, look, it's 3rd and another screen, 3rd and another screen." Like, everybody knows what's coming. It's not successful. Stop doing it. Stop doing it.
Absolutely. Well, the man, the myth, the legend, Adrian Rainey. I want to know your thoughts because I'm pretty sure you have a lot to say about the game against the Browns. Adrian.
I want to start this off by saying, guys, I know we love this team. All right. This is the first team I ever felt, first sports team I ever fell in love with. All right. But, and then I started cheating on them with, the Marlins, and they won championships. And then I started cheating on them and they won championships. And the Panthers, and now they winning championships. This is the only team that has never done right by me. So I think pretty much I'm allowed to cheat on this team now with how shitty it really is. And it's gotten to this point. I have never heard Steve curse so much in a season of Fins TV as I've heard this season. All right.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you. But we keep asking this question. Why do we keep doing this, man? We don't know, man. This dude, he does not have it all there, man. Obviously. I mean, will we ever know the answers? Is he ever going to tell anybody, hey, this is why I keep throwing behind the line of scrimmage? It's probably because his quarterback can't really throw damn near 20 yards down the field, man. So he has to call these type of plays. The plays he really want to call, can't really do it with the quarterback that he has. What kind of arm strength does Tua have? Then y'all he's regressing, man. Tua's always been this guy. It's just when Mike McDaniel first got here, they put an offense around this dude to surprise everybody in the NFL. He's been the same guy, the same exact guy, the whole entire 6 years he's been here. So, I mean, I really don't know what are the questions we're looking for, because we already have the answers when we had them for 4 years now with Mike McDaniel and 6 years with Tua. It was never going to work, and it hasn't. We haven't won anything, not even a playoff game. So we got browned on Sunday Brown all over the face. Maybe
really,
in our
really
mouth.
did. Yes.
Seriously.
And
That
our
was bad,
brother-in-law
man. So-
is a transplanted Browns fan, so he converted to a Dolphins fan when he's joined our family. But
Oh,
he
man.
was silently enjoying the fact that at least one of his teams was winning on Sunday. He was
right
very
back to the
good.
Browns.
Yes, he didn't say a word. He was very good, but
Nope.
I could see it. I could feel it that he was just like, okay, at least there's something going on here today. But he was in a Dolphins hat and shirt, the poor guy. We've ruined him.
Oh man.
Well, yeah. But Jason, you brought up some really good points. First of all, with the absolute, it's just mind-boggling how McDaniel operates and runs his game. I just really don't understand it because everybody in the house was sitting here screaming at the same exact time of like, challenge the play, challenge it, and then he calls a timeout. And then afterwards said the same exact thing you just said. If you lose, you are still going to get your timeout.
Yes,
Or you idiot.
Oh, it was incredible. It was something else. And then back to the Tua stuff. It's because we started off talking about it, but it's the joke, Adrian, that he can't go 20 yards downfield, but he really, I think his mechanics are gone. I think his hip is probably going downhill on him, and the lower body really has that much to do with how quarterbacks can throw the ball, unless you got like a howitzer like Josh Allen or something. But he needs that, and he doesn't have it. But he also, his anticipation, he's not doing the same timing of what he did before. He's hesitating. It's that little bit of hesitation that 2 years ago was the difference between a 60-yard pickup and this year an interception. And he just does not have it. But I've said this many, many times. It worked in college. It worked flash in the pan right when he first came into the NFL and got really an opportunity under McDaniel. He's been the same quarterback. Go back to that national championship game where he throws the big bomb and they win it. It's that play that they keep on playing over and over and over from Bama. He looks over here, fools the safeties, goes over here because the whole damn time he was planning on going over here, he's just fooling the safety who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Again, it worked a couple of years ago where he could look over here and all the safeties and linebackers go over there. You look now on these replays, he looks over here. They're not going that way. They're automatically starting to shift the other way because they're like, 9 out of 10 times he's going this way, and they're already headed that way anyway.
Give it to me, Tua. Give it to me.
And he's giving it. He's giving it. So, yeah.
Oh well.
This is taking a turn.
Definitely.
Like Oprah.
So before we
You
you get it. Everybody gets it. Oh man. Before we go to the next segment, let's go to a bit of the transition with a Mike McDaniel classic.
Bro, oh.
Guten Tag. Oh, sorry, hello. Been in Germany for a while.
Like life, it's not about avoiding adversity, it's about flourishing within it.
Look at that. He's got his shoe game going. Like, this is not your typical head coach attire. Mom loves Liam more. I'm cool.
Also winning.
Hi, Mike McDaniel, successful nerd. It's a weird process hiring guys that are cooler than you. You know, then it's like,
I'll tell you what's going to happen with the Miami Dolphins. They lose. We can't beat good teams. We win. We're going to win the Super Bowl. None of it matters.
By the joint practice with Atlanta, and you know how much of a team guy he is, how heavily do you think that would weigh on him?
I mean, I feel like you're asking me to predict the weather here.
Hey! We didn't have a play called, Max! We didn't have a play called, Max! LOL!
Every staff meeting I put like at 7:24 or 3:24 or 5:24.
If we had a helmetless football league, you'd be the face of it. Always keep you guessing.
You know, he's a very prepared, smart fucking player. Oops.
Good answer. Good answer.
Well, Steve, we're navigating into treacherous waters for the Miami Dolphins, who after a disastrous 31-6 blowout loss to the Cleveland Browns, now see that a frightening 1-6, the self-inflicted wounds, 3 to Tagovailoa interception, and a costly special teams turnovers weren't just mistakes; they were a catastrophic signal that this team has hit the point of no return. With the playoff host now practically sunk, or for sure sunk, a full-blown crisis engulfing in the locker room, the question isn't it if change is coming, but how drastic those changes will be? Because right now, Steve, we can expect changes. We don't know when they're gonna be. We don't even know how huge they're gonna be because Stephen Ross, sometimes he's cautious to hit the trigger. I don't know. He's the one who, like I said so many times, he's the one who extended Mike McDaniel. He brought it to his house. He gave it that cruiser extension. But we hit the point of no return. There's no way they can survive this. No matter what. This is beyond rock bottom. If you ask me, losing to the Cleveland Browns, Steve.
Yeah. We're low, man. We're really low. Last week I said, what was last week's theme?
Rock bottom, baby.
Rock bottom. Yeah. What's below rock bottom? Point of no return.
This
time of death. So I saw. I think it's Barry Jackson today did some reporting, and I don't know if it was just coincidental or everybody just really being tired of talking about the same shit and everything, but. Brought up the topic that we had last week of, Ross and his daughter and his son-in-law who likes sports. So let's give him the reins to an NFL franchise. Thank you. Maybe it's coincidental. How old is Ross? 85-ish?
I don't know. I'll tell you right now. Keep going. I'll check.
Yeah, but age hits people like that a little bit differently, I guess. But, maybe we could all be gifted something really incredibly awesome after a horrible 2025 where he's like, hi, I'm Stephen Ross and I'm stepping down and here's my daughter and my son-in-law who likes Tecmo Bowl. I don't know. And maybe at the same time they do like a clean sweep because the daughter maybe just doesn't like Chris Greer, hates Mike McDaniel as much as I hate listening to his voice now. By the way, Sammy, one more montage like that. I usually love your video stuff. This one goes in the lost column, and one more like that, and I will suspend myself for 1 week from Fins TV. I don't want to listen to Mike McDaniel talk ever again. I just can't tolerate it. It was cool and funny and a little bit catchy when he was winning, but the luster has worn off. But no, we're really at a point of no return with the team. Frankly, I feel like we have been. It's just I think it's becoming on the field now a lot more clear to everybody else what's going on.
Absolutely. Let's bring the Fins TV crew back again.
Welcome on back.
Shari, we're basically, if you ask me, we're past the point of no return because even the stronger Mike McDaniel believer, and two us into this too, has to believe this complete thing is a mess. I think we're past the point of no return, Shari.
Oh, so far past the point of no return. And I think I'm reading the comments too as we're going, and the debate that's going on in there about Tua and everything else. And I don't disagree that we have thrown him to the like as a sacrifice because our line is trash. And if you want to know what a good line can do for a quarterback, ask Daniel Jones, because the Indianapolis Colts look like gangbusters this year. It is insane. When they beat us, it was like, ugh, we lost to Daniel Jones. I mean, is this real? Now you watch them and you're like, holy crap, they're good. Like they're good. Daniel Jones, the guy who's played for the Giants and the Vikings, looks like a genius because they have the top-rated offensive line in the NFL right now. So yes, that is a thing. So okay, we have a team that just doesn't get personnel. Trying to remember the name of the dude who's responsible for our personnel, and it's escaping me right now. Something like Grinch. I don't know. Somebody that I don't think we've ever talked about is responsible. If we don't make massive personnel changes and bring someone in who's willing to make massive personnel changes, yes, we're saying this is rock bottom. This is the end of the road. This is the final straw, and we will be very surprised at how much. Or will we be surprised at how much worse this is going to get before it gets better? Because until we make changes, it's not going to get better. We may have a fluke here and there, but it's not going to be sustainably better until there's sweeping changes. So yeah, rock bottom.
I don't want any flukes. I am team no fluke either. The rest of 2025.
Team
no wins, no flukes.
I'm there with you.
No wins, no flukes. That
no whammy, no whammy.
The motto for the 2020s.
I want nothing but whammies. Whammies. No money. No money.
When the NFL Films had the yearbook that every single year the history of the 2025 Miami Dolphins, no whammies. That should be good.
All whammies.
Jason, I understand there have been a lot of fans that have been waiting for this moment, or at least they say they were, I want them to suck because I want this team to go to hell and, fire everybody. But, it cannot, even those fans sometimes can have to look at the mirror. You cannot call yourself a fan of the Miami Dolphins and be proud right now and saying, I'm glad they lost. Even sometimes you have to say, well, I wanted this team to reboot, but not like this, because this is kind of embarrassing. We're for sure past the point of return, Jason.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't ever want to celebrate losses. The only time you truly want to really, really, really celebrate losses if there is an absolute surefire Andrew Luck type of a prospect at quarterback that people are clamoring for. I don't know that that's the case this year. There's like 3 to 5 quarterbacks who jury's out. Is it Mendoza? Is it Sellers? Is it, whomever? But I don't think that there is a consensus franchise savior. There could be who you like the most, but that doesn't mean you have to force your hand and draft a quarterback at 1 or at 3, or where the Dolphins might be 4, 5, or 6 if they win a couple of games. Look, if you don't beat the Jets again, pathetic. If you don't beat the Saints, pathetic. But, I mean, I understand why people are rooting for the losses because they think...
Yeah, I understand that.
Then, look, you can get the number 1 pick, and if you don't love a quarterback and you want to trade down and compile more top-end picks, that's fine. You could do that. But do you want Chris Greer making the picks?
No.
No, exactly right. So
sorry, that was rhetorical, wasn't it? My bad.
It's totally fine. No, but the fact of the matter is, the Dolphins are in like kind of a double-edged sword, no-win position here, literally and figuratively, because they might not win another game, but if they win a couple of games, that might not be a positive thing, and if they keep on losing, that's not a positive thing, but it might get them a top 2 or 3 pick. I use this expression, I think, one of the first weeks. We're on a Hindenburg. It's a disaster. It is an absolute disaster of massive proportions. And this quarterback is getting paid $200 million. You have a GM who is Teflon, like he's a mafia boss. You have a coach who is safe after losing to backup running backs and horrible teams. You have a defense that it can't stop a nosebleed. You have injuries that should have been 4 weeks, but now there's still no sign of any of these guys who are out. So now it's not just a personnel; it's a physical guys who are getting people medically right or unfit. It's the training staff. It's everything. And Stephen Ross, sorry, he ain't going anywhere. The man was offered $10 billion to sell this franchise. He's not going to take 15. Do you know why? Because the land, the property, the overall brand that he has built, I'm not talking him up. I'm just saying what it is. That's a family business that's not going.
Appreciating asset. You don't get rid of that.
Correct. And in 20 years, it could be worth triple because it's not just the Dolphins.
Unlimited money.
He is a printing press of money, but an embarrassment of a football honcho. That's not what he's in this for. He's in this for a bottom dollar. And bet your bottom dollar he's not going to do anything significant if he is still making the money that he is making. So the Dolphins are stuck between a hard rock and a hard place. It is not a good situation by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely. Adrian, we joke a little bit about, the Dolphins maybe going 0-17 to basically give these fans a cleansing, but that doesn't mean we're rooting against the team. We want this team to win. I know for sure you do. It's sad because, this was once a proud franchise, one of the winningest team in the NFL for at one point in time, along with the Raiders and, the Cowboys and stuff. But, right now it's sad, Stephen Ross, his legacy might, for all the wonderful he's done in real estate and business and stuff, and in Michigan and the business school in Michigan that bears his name, the building, that's all great. But he took basically one of the best franchises in all sports, a symbol of excellence that was the perfect season. Don't shoot at that Marino, the Miami Dolphins. Even so, they're not winning a Super Bowl in 1973. This was once a proud franchise, and not even in the lowest days of Wayne Huizenga, and if not for Greg Camarillo winning, that the stain that basically this franchise has, because it's a completely different era with media, with ESPN constantly trying to find a way to pound on Miami. It's sad. It's disappointing, and we're past the point of no return, Adrian.
Yeah, we definitely are. And yeah, 0-17 was definitely a joke, but
Yes.
I saw that in this team. So there's
Yes,
truth to all
that's also
jokes.
true.
Remember that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
but yeah, man, when you're getting talked about, below the Jets and below the Browns as a franchise, as far as winning is concerned for the last 20-25 years, that's pretty low, man. Now, I would say rock bottom for sure, past the point of no return for sure. But I mean, it's really disgraceful, like what this team was and what it has become. But and Jason, I would say losses are probably wins, but only if you clean house. Like
Yeah.
that's the only
Yes.
reason
Absolutely.
these losses could amount to anything for us fans is if they absolutely clean house and just hit the reset button. That's something that has to happen. That's something that I wanted. That's why I joked for 0-17. But yeah, man, it looks like it wasn't too far off though. One win out of 7 games, 10 games to go. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Adrian, real quick to piggyback off the clean house, I absolutely agree that if you put yourself in position where you might have the first pick or a stockpile of picks because you're trading, even if Greer makes those trades, he's got to be ousted from the man who is going to be picking in the future. Now, what's interesting here is that you had a lot of people think that head coaches didn't want to work for Ross or be under Greer or whatever the reason why. But there's 2 things that can make this potential open general manager spot massively attractive. A couple of things. Number 1, money.
Miami.
Offer a ton of money. Like we're talking a ridiculous amount of money. But
That's never been a problem for sure.
Right. But secondly, the absolute autonomy to be the only guy in the room that has any say. Ross, no. It's your job, you take it. Garfinkel, no. It's your job, you take it. Build the scouting department. Hire yourself a coach. Work with that coach to hire his coordinators. And then you could be the guy with all those picks, or gal, to save the Miami Dolphins with your own direction, and that's it. So there could be someone sitting out there who's got the ego who could say, give me this job, give me a blank check, and give me the freedom to do whatever the freak I want, and I'm going to turn this thing around. Will that happen? Don't know. But there is someone, I don't care if it's basketball, I don't care if it's hockey, go different sport. Others, go an agent, go something. Just do something different. Bring someone in there who could literally look at all those picks, get rid of dead cap situations in a couple of years, just get rid of the dirt and rebuild this thing in your own image. Build a church.
Let Chris Greer go and have like F1 or something. You go mess that up over there. Not the Dolphins. All right?
Knock yourself out.
Ross should he should shuffle the portfolio.
Put him in charge of the Hurricanes games when they show up at Hard Rock.
Jason, let me ask you something. You mentioned that Ross just doesn't
More
fire
than the
people
Dolphins
in the
right
middle
now.
of a year, right? Ross
He has, but
it's not his way.
it's not his way. He doesn't
norm.
want to do it. Right.
So do you think that is in the brain of McDaniel, where he's like, look, I know that I'm just going to bide my time, and because we were saying at this debacle that was called a game on Sunday, at some point in the third or fourth quarter, every time he looked at his little giant play card, we were like, what he's really looking at are Greyhound bus schedules or flights home, because he's not going to be allowed anywhere near the team plane. Yes, he's not allowed anywhere near the team plane. I was honestly surprised that he still had a job yesterday morning. I mean, a friend of ours said it can't be a good day when you wake up and McDaniel's still the coach of the Dolphins. But I guess I know we've discussed this. You ride it out because what else are you going to do?
Well, it's almost like a player. Sorry, Shari. It's like if you're a player and you're in a situation like this, you're putting things on film for whatever your next contract is. So if you're a coach, you're putting things on film.
I don't think that's the brag you're talking about if you're Mike McDaniel right now.
No, I'm
like Anthony Weaver be like, you see that shit I just put out there on that game? That was me.
Right. So
my man's not going to get a job in the Arena League.
That's my point, is that he's not doing it sufficiently enough to say, all right, we're down 3 scores. It's the fourth quarter. We're down 4 scores, but I'm still going to do something good here. It's like he's checked out.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's not doing that. It's like when you have a linebacker making a business decision when you're down by 3 scores, that's on film. When you're not challenging a play, when you're keeping Jalen Waddle in with 2 minutes to go in a game on a sloppy field and a 7th-string quarterback is throwing him a hospital ball, you didn't learn from Bradley Chubb being in that Baltimore Ravens game when it was...
No, he didn't. No.
This is my point.
He doesn't learn.
That's my point. So
let's be
he's
honest.
going to get paid no matter what.
Let's be honest. Every ball to Waddle is a hospital ball because he's lifting up every time he catches the ball. So
the man catches a breeze and he gets up with a limp. He's like, "Oh damn, man, that's gonna hurt." But
great comment from Kosa.
What?
Bring in the cleaner from Pulp Fiction. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Ask you, no doubt saying we need Kevin Costner. That's a Moneyball reference, right?
Exactly.
So that's a movie I've never seen, and Pulp Fiction I've never seen. And I love Kevin Costner, and every person on the planet I think has seen Pulp Fiction but me. But it's so funny.
What?
I have no desire. It's not up my alley. Moneyball I should probably watch.
Moneyball is pretty good. Actually, Pulp Fiction, I love Pulp Fiction, but it's not for everybody for sure.
So I was a huge proponent, and I admit every Sunday I'm going to be yelling at the screen and pissed off that McDaniel still has it. And I think it's like it's like an uncomfortable defense mechanism for him to hide behind that and just look down at his play sheet rather than looking up. Because when he's
With the
winning and he's
shades.
cocky and he's funny, he's yucking it up with everybody and laughing and calling out players and having a good time. When he's got nothing to be happy about, he's sitting there hiding in his playbook like, oh, damn, what did I do wrong? But I want him gone.
Brad Pitt.
But like you said, you win right now, it's going to hurt more than it's going to benefit us. There are no moral victories right now with the Miami Dolphins in 2025. I firmly believe that. That's where this team is headed. The injuries, Austin Jackson, seriously, stay out the whole rest of the year. There's no reason to come back. No reason. Hopefully you come back and actually earn the paycheck that you got. But wait to clean house. Wait. No, seriously, all I want for Christmas is Stephen Ross to be like, hey, I'm stepping down. And get rid of Greer, get rid of McDaniel. Benjamin Albright on social media, a couple weeks ago said that there was no way in hell that Anthony Weaver was going to get the job if McDaniel was gone. And I was like, what? Look what he's putting out on the field right now. Seriously. There is a stink that cannot be washed off this organization right now. Everybody sees it. And unfortunately, as fans, we had the rose-colored glasses on and hitting that hopium pipe way too hard for the past couple of years that a lot of people in the media saw what we weren't seeing.
We also have front row seats where everybody else is just hearing about it later.
Yeah, but they weren't wrong.
We're experiencing it in real time.
I got so lost in the discussion that I forgot to hit the middle round. So let's go very quickly to the middle round and let's discuss it a little bit.
All right.
I hate to say it. I've been riding for Tua as long as anybody on national television. Dolphins at least got to bench Tua if not find a way to part ways with Tua. And it's very simple why. If Tua's a cerebral quarterback and that is his strength, how can you keep throwing all these interceptions? You got 7 picks on the season and 8 touchdowns. You're not the runner that Josh Allen is or Lamar Jackson is. Hell, you're not the runner that Justin Fields is. What you are supposed to be is a brilliant savant of a quarterback, Tua. But all you're anticipating now is interceptions. I watched Tua throw a pass down the seam to a middle field safety defense. The one place you cannot throw a football versus a middle field safety defense is to the middle of the field.
Mike McDaniel said it. They really need to figure out who they are and really find out what they are made of. The problem is the record's rough and the spotlight is very firmly on the Miami Dolphins right now. And there's been several reasons why. First of all, some high-profile losses can put a coach put a team in the crosshairs. Plus, last week we had the controversy with starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa calling out some of his teammates for late arrivals to players-only film sessions or something like that, and then going back, walking back his comments, kind of more firmly put eyeballs on the Miami Dolphins, making sure everyone took notice of who they are, how they play, and how they respond. And then they come out and have one of the worst losses of the season to one of the NFL's worst teams. My understanding, early on in the season for the Dolphins and for Mike McDaniel, his owner Stephen Ross likes him and believes in him, has extended him in the past, and wants to go forward with Mike McDaniel. The only thing that would change it is if one, fans suddenly stop showing up to the stadium, which can happen for a really bad team in the lost season, or two, if the players stop playing for him. And I'm not saying yesterday's result was that, but it certainly didn't go in a great direction. We don't know right now what is going to happen for the Miami Dolphins, but I believe it's fair to say that questions about the future of Mike McDaniel and Tua, by the way, and everything that is in the Dolphins' orbit, it is all fair now with that performance that they gave on Sunday.
The Dolphins that have the worst start under Mike McDaniel. What are you hearing about his future with the Dolphins?
Well, I'm told, Maria, that the plan from owner Stephen Ross was to give both Mike McDaniel and the general manager Chris Greer all of the season to see where things went. Now they're 1-6. They lose to the previously 1-5 Browns in blowout fashion. That timetable could change, and it could change quickly. Stephen Ross has owned the team since 2009. He's fired 4 coaches, 2 of them during the season. After the game, Mike McDaniel said he refuses to think about his job, but it's something that everyone is going to be thinking about, especially into tomorrow. One last note, whoever the coach is next year, Tua Tagovailoa has $54 million fully guaranteed, so that's going to have to be dealt with.
Yeah, and Tua right now, 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions over the last 6 games.
The Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel met with reporters. A lot of people thought at this time of the day, today, Mike McDaniel no longer would be the head coach, but the front office, the ownership, is not planning any changes anytime soon regarding Mike McDaniel, who said today that Tua Tagovailoa continues to be his quarterback. So all the people in South Florida waiting for some kind of change, waiting for some kind of update. For the time being, it's status quo in Miami as the Dolphins begin preparations for their next game in Atlanta.
The second half of that game, they look looked almost disinterested. They looked deflated. They looked almost, there was nothing left in the tank. And they're almost disengaged. And I'm just, just talking the way I saw it. And Tua turned the ball over 4 times. The defense gave up some big plays. So it'll be interesting to see what happens down there. There's been a lot of talk about the lack of structure that they have inside the building. But the bottom line, again, whether we don't know what's going on inside the building, because we're not there.
Right.
But we see the product that's on the field. And right now, there's some issues in Miami.
Steve is just a mess because basically the national media is saying that, sometimes I've complained for sure about the takes of the national media on the Dolphins, but this time they're basically completely right because it's just a mess. Mike McDaniel is, he's going to be questioned every time he lost it. That if he lost the team, if he had lost the team, he's hadn't been well because basically the team looked just horrendous last week and they look disorganized, unmotivated, and Bill Cowher basically said, right, they sometimes look like they stopped playing for Mike McDaniel, Steve.
No, Bill Cowher was dead on. I'd read his comments yesterday. Couldn't be more right. That team just looked lifeless. And it's everybody. The coach looks lifeless. He has like a flabbergasted look on his face most of the time. He started to actually show not anger, but frustration at some of the coaches for things that are happening. 12 people on the field. Just inexcusable things that are happening right now. But again, you just got to wonder, is he looking at himself in the mirror with that same type of disdain and saying, what am I doing wrong? We've had the same conversation now for 2 seasons, Sammy. He has not changed. He's not introspective. They're not looking internally at themselves enough to say, what do I need to do? But maybe they are. Maybe they just realize at this point, I really do think McDaniel knows his time is up. He's not going to get past this season. He'll get picked back up to Kyle Shanahan. He can go back like as a consultant or something like that and then bring the whole band back with him and Saleh and Shanahan. But his time in Miami is going to be done, and I think he just knows it. Media knows it. We know it. I don't know anybody out there in Fins Nation that doesn't know it.
Absolutely. I can tell you right now that if or when the Dolphins lose on Sunday against the Falcons, we're probably going to be talking next to this here about Mike McDaniel not being fired, and this at the end of the season if he has escape route because it's something telling me that something's not right. I don't know if they're in cahoots or something, but Shari is frustrating. The media is basically burying the Dolphins with reason this time because the Dolphins are ran out of mess. What are your thoughts, Shari?
I didn't hear a lie in any of those clips.
Yes.
I mean, it's unfortunate and it's not something you want to hear when you're, the Dolphins are like our relationship, and you don't want to hear someone bashing your relationship 24/7. But when it's abusive, then you have to take
it's abusive for sure.
Go on with it because, you live. There's some things that are said in the last 24 hours that maybe I don't necessarily. Saving it for my mute button piece, but overall everything they said is accurate, and my hope, I don't know, I don't even know what I want to hope for because I really would love to see McDaniel gone, although I will say after the last time we did a vignette with him and his comedy, I'm going to use the air quotes, and then this time when we're winning no one cares. When we were winning in 2023, he was the same doofus on the microphone, and no one gave a crap because we were lighting it up, putting up 70 points on Denver. Nobody cared. So you're losing, and it's annoying. And I get it. No divorce is over anybody leaving the cap off the toothpaste. The little things that annoy you come from the bigger issues that are the problem.
Say it to my face.
Yeah. I can't even squeeze my toothpaste from the middle or you'll get pissed off. Like
freaking animal. Good God. I'm sorry. We have a pet peeve moment. If you do not squeeze your toothpaste from the bottom up, if you mash it, you are a serial killer. Seriously.
Jason.
I realize. I agree with them, but I'm torn between wanting to see him go now and wanting to wait till the end of the year because I don't necessarily need the whole interim nonsense. I mean, I want there to be a plan. And if there's not a plan right now, if there is not a structure in place that's going to be, this is the direction we're going once we make these changes, I don't want limbo. So the devil you know versus the devil you don't, I guess.
Absolutely. Jason and then Adrian, very quickly before we go to the Wimbledon segment, what are the thoughts about basically the media is not wrong this time because they're it's a mess. They basically what like big cowards try to say that this team lose disinterest and maybe we're very close to this team quitting for sure. My Danny, what are the thoughts, Jason and Adrian, before we go to the Wimbledon segment?
You got a former Super Bowl winning coach in Bill Cowher saying the team is quitting and disinterested. You got one of the biggest Tua supporters getting off the Tua bandwagon.
Exactly.
What else do you need to know, folks? I mean, I don't know that there's going to be a coaching change now, but there needs to be wholesale changes Black Monday. Because that's the day where it's probably going to all happen. And if it doesn't happen then, buckle up for another roller coaster.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Dude.
But the thing is, I mean, you have Chris Greer going to scout, right? You supposedly have teams interested in players like a Bradley Chubb, a Jalen Phillips. If you're going to make him do the deals, what's the end game there? Now I happen to think that he's decent or better at turning a player into draft capital. He's done that okay. I mean, Isaiah Ford, he turned into a draft pick. Dan Feeney, he turned into a draft pick. I wouldn't be surprised if he traded Zach Wilson for a draft pick. You know what I mean? Like he has relationships, and that's what you want in the next 2 weeks going into the trade deadline. And again, this is where I bring up money, where if you're going to go into a guy's office like Chris Greer, if you're Ross and say, all right, you got 2 weeks, you better clear this money. You better get X amount of draft picks. You're going to be fired, but I'm going to give you a golden parachute. Everyone ever watch Succession? Those executives were just waiting for a new, regime so they can get their golden parachute in the bazillions. I'm not saying Greer is going to get that, but slide a little non-disclosure agreement, a little briefcase full of money, shut him up for whatever's going on, give him a food and beverage job with Taylor Swift concerts, and get him out.
Oh, honey, is there such a job?
That's a very nice deal. That's a very nice deal.
You can give someone like him an absolute phenomenal deal that might not be public, but this man cannot. And I used to be a supporter 3 years ago.
Director of scouting in the Maldives.
Hey, whatever it is.
Seychelles, Madagascar.
You need a.
He still got to do his job, man. Right? He still has to do his job.
I don't. I don't care who's making the moves right now. Seriously, sell. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Waddle. I don't care. Get picks. This team is. Y'all say burn it to the ground. You can't burn it to the ground and say, hey, but keep all the rafters with all the smoke damage and water damage.
Yeah.
We're
definitely
years away from
got
anything.
a lot of holes to fill. A lot of holes to fill.
A lot.
But yeah, like almost too many.
Absolutely.
How you gonna handle that, Steve?
How am I going to handle it? Oh, geez, man, I don't know.
All these holes.
I'm going to give it to one of these people on social media I see all the time, just absolutely nailing this stuff, and like 3 years later, still posting their receipts every single time. They're like, "I was right." I'm not that person. My fantasy teams suck. Speaking of, and we'll get to it, but we never have enough time to talk about it before we get to the mute button segment here. How the hell did you do that, Adrian? You had a hell of a week, man.
I don't know, man. I'm back.
I'm back, baby. I'm rich, bitch.
Oh man, let's hit the mute button.
Let's do it.
Well, this is the part of the show where basically you can hit the mute button on anyone, either Stephen Ross, Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, Tua Tagovailoa, anyone on the team, anyone on the media, anyone, whatever, anyone on Fins Nation, that podcaster that really announce you every time, other than Fins Sammy, hit the mute button on the chat, hit the mute button. I'm gonna start with Adrian because Adrian, I left you hanging there, so I want to start with you. Who are you gonna hit the mute button on this week, Adrian?
You, Sammy. Now I'm playing.
Yes. I get first hits.
Nah, I want to talk to all the Tua stands. All right. Obviously, we we love our team and we love our quarterback, whoever the quarterback. Well, I ain't gonna say love, but Tua's been the quarterback. Yeah, you can say all this about, oh, we didn't build a team around him. Oh, we haven't done right by Tua. We paid Tua, and guess what? He was the #1 rated quarterback 3 years in a row. So instead of the mute button, I think y'all need to shut the up.
Because Adrian said so.
How about you? How about you, Shari? Who are you gonna hit the mute button on this week?
Well, I'm going to stick with Tua, only I'm not going to go with Tua because I'm going to go with Colin Cowherd, who has the delusion that Tua can be used to trade to move him and his contract. Who in their goddamn right mind is picking up that freaking elephant of a contract for a guy who's one hit away from his brains being soup on the field and never speaking again, let alone playing a football game again? Seriously, how Cowherd thinks he is bait that we can get something for Tua of value. Tua would, first of all, no. Shut up. Shut your effing hole, Colin Cowherd. Tua has no market value. And if anybody who would think of taking him, they're going to be the next one to go because, and I'm not saying he might not succeed for a year, but then that'll just be another fan base watching every hit, watching every move, saying, when's the last one? When is it over? And when does he die? And I don't want to see it. So Colin Cowherd needs to hit that mute button and shut the F up.
How about you, Jason? Who are you hitting the mute button this week?
I want to hit the mute button because I have on Twitter already on people who are only blaming one person. So for the Tua lovers who are just blaming the defense, stop it. For the McDaniel lovers who are just blaming Tua, stop it. This is a whole mess. It is not just one problem. It is a collective cluster, you know what, of a really bad cocktail. All right? If you put all this crap in a blender, you are going to get the kitchen sink of horrible football. It is not just one person. It is not just one phase. You know who the only person I want to give a pass to? Jake Bailey. Because this man is, and Craig Aukerman, special teams coach, because Jake Bailey is being asked to punt and he's booting that ball. Yeah. And Craig Aukerman's return guys, save a fumble from Diaz-Creek, they're getting yardage. The coverage teams aren't terrible. So 5, 6, 7 years since Darren Rizzi of ineptitude on the special teams, that phase is playing great, but no one else is. So it's a whole mess. It is not just the one. So zip it.
Bailey gets a lot of opportunity. That's why he's so good. He's constantly out there.
Which wasn't always the case. He used to punt horribly 2 times, and then he'd be like, okay, decide to show up.
Yep.
Yeah,
he got a lot of practice this year. He punts like 9 times a game.
Repetition, baby, repetition.
How about you, Steve? Who you hitting the mute button this week?
All right, Sammy, Jason, Adrian, Shari. If I got to hear one more person, Armando, you're seasoned. You're like the royalty of media from Miami. I get it. I got to hear you or anybody in the media call Mike McDaniel a genius. I don't give a shit that he went to Yale. I don't give a damn if he was a Rhodes Scholar. He is not a football genius the way that everybody makes him out to be. People make excuses and say that his press conferences, which I stopped listening to 18 months ago because I can't listen to the and the somebody actually posted up a picture the transcript of it. I'm like, how does anybody do that? We had who was the guy that we had on here, Sammy, a couple weeks ago that he was on the radio show.
Brandon Tobin.
Yes, he's the guy that says he has to cut it up and get the actual sound bites. I'm like, Jesus, dude, that is like punishment. There's not enough pay for that to listen to that crap. But anyway, I digress. Stop calling him a genius. He came in with flash in the pan with really surprising stuff. Showed some quick motion before the snap, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, what is that?" It was like the Wildcat all over again. But just like the Wildcat, everybody caught on, and he has been nothing ever since. So I'm tired of hearing the talk about the genius. Everything else that he has done around this team has been horrible. The best thing I saw on social media during the game was the picture of him side by side with Ted Kaczynski. And the best thing that Mike McDaniel could do after this year is sell his South Florida home and go up to Lincoln, Montana and get a cabin in the woods and hide out for a few years.
Oh man, who would have
Too
thought
cold.
that would
Too cold.
who would have thought we would miss the days of all the Tyreek Hill nonsense? Let's go to the game against the Falcons. Let's go speed round here to move really quickly because we're hitting the 1 hour 10-minute mark and we had to finish by 1:20. So because I know you gotta run, so let's go do this very quickly. Adrian, who wins on Sunday, the Dolphins or the Falcons?
Not us. I'm gonna say that every week. After the L, Sammy.
Well, we're doing basically on Fins Faithful with George and Jason. We're doing that show, and we're gonna have it. I asked George to ask us to have a segment on that show. After the L, a weekly show after every single Dolphins game. After the L with Adrian and Sammy, because every single week I'm not picking the Dolphins until they find a way to stop the run. They're not picking the Dolphins. What are your thoughts, Jason? Who wins on Sunday?
The Falcons.
That was very sad and quick.
No,
Shari, who wins on Sunday?
After about 1 million third and screens, the Falcons.
Steve?
When was the last time we had back-to-back games with left-handed quarterbacks against each other?
Never, probably. Probably never.
Interesting. So, but no, if we can't stop the run, what are we going to do against Bijan Robinson? Seriously.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
I think it could get very ugly. At least it's not that long of a flight to get back. So
they should walk. If they lose, if they allow Bijan Robinson to have 300 yards of rushing, they should walk back home. Let's go to the finish. Over 430 watching on all platforms. Please like and subscribe, share the stream, hit that like button, go to YouTube, subscribe, help us out. At least we have each other because this season is going to the crapper and we still have 11 more weeks of it to go. I'm not sure how we're going to do that Fins TV Awards at the end of the year, Steve, because I don't think anyone deserves an award.
Nobody's getting awards.
No one getting an award. So like us on social media, on X, on YouTube, on Facebook. We're everywhere. And soon on TikTok too. Let's go to the Big League rankings.
Fins TV, it's do or die. We're chasing wins. No alibi.
Now it's really getting hot because a lot of move in the top 10. At number 10, it's time number 10, number 8, Adrian Rainey at number 8. Steve Hallett, number 7, House. Gloria Speaking, number 6. At number 5, Bobby Shouse, number 4, Bobby Finstock, number 3, Jason Sarney, number 2, Spirit of Fernandez, number 1, still Antoine State. Adrian, you're back. You're back in the top 10. How did you feel?
Back, baby. Let's go. Great week. That's what happens when you only lose one game. And if it wasn't for the Steelers, I would have had an undefeated. Come on, man. Who was picking the Bengals?
No, but I don't think anybody picked them in our
I
league.
should have because I hate the Steelers and that's how I pick. I don't know what the
I know, right? What's up?
I don't know.
Jesus, that's kind of surprising, absolutely, because you had a lot of motivation. If for hate, Aaron Rodgers is not the coolest guy in the world, so there's a lot of reasons not to pick the Steelers if you really think about it.
Yeah,
Jason,
Aaron's
you're still
so great, man.
What?
So Aaron's so great. What are you talking about?
Oh, he's just fantastic. What can I tell you? Jason, you're still in the top 3. You're still hanging in there. I think we're 1 game or 2 wins behind the leader. So you're basically very, very close still. Before we go, let's do some of the comments because a lot of people the chat has been on fire today. I want to appreciate
Really
everybody.
good. Hey, we really need people to hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button right now.
Absolutely.
I want to see like I want to see it go up. Come on.
Share, like, subscribe for sure. Help us a lot for sure on Fins TV. Titan, how you doing, brother? I see you there. Shay, being a long time seeing you. I'm glad to see you in the chat. Kafor, like as always, he lives here in the chat, so he waits for us every week. Yeah, he just we leave and he waits for us here in the chat. Love you, Kafor.
Yeah.
And Kosa also,
Talking into
no
the
doubt
void.
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see who else. A lot of people.
Kosa was on fire tonight for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Kosa was on fire.
With Mark Fleury over McDaniel. That works for sure.
Heck yeah.
Let's see what else is here. The McBomber.
The McBomber.
That's awesome.
Sure, playing right. Like I said, make them walk if they lose by more than 15 points on Sunday. Adrian, that's for you. Adrian is in attack mode. Adrian, what are your thoughts about that? Just calling you out.
I've been there, brother. I said 0-17 before the season. Come on, man.
Lou, again, anyone gets fired after 1-7 start?
Nope.
Let's answer this. Does anyone get fired? I said no. I was getting whipped at the beginning where I said no one will get fired, and they told me I was crazy. Everybody's now on my side because
Now I'm on that train, man. Just seriously, ride it into the ground. Wear the tires out. I want to see the rims sparking like it's a police chase after they pulled out the spike strips in LA.
Let's go.
Wear that thing out.
Oh man, absolutely. Thanks for watching. Please go to finstv.com for more details on the Fins TV crew. Well, on Thursday on FTSN, I'm gonna be again with the controversial chapter to discuss that was going to be probably a record-breaking game by the Falcons. Bijan Robinson attempts to break the NFL rushing record for a single game against the Dolphins for sure. Jason, you are, of course, with our friend George Alvaran on Fins Faithful. What you have cooking this week on Dolphins Wire and with Jason? With George on Fins Faithful. Jason.
We got a good show tomorrow. I'm going to let George announce it, but it is going to be an official beat reporter in the Miami Dolphins world. We've had him on before. We will have him on again, and we will definitely.
A lot of traffic, I've been told.
We're gonna dive into some Falcons props because gamblers get ready to make some money. Just put your money on the Falcons.
Yeah. Tell him, Adrian, how is it? Tell Adrian, what do you have cooking?
Show me the
money. That I saw this video this morning. I'm like, I know he was encouraged, as a dare to. They bet him they would not do it, and he did it. But right now, you see that video. He's just
so fucking cringe.
It's really, really bad. Adrian, what do you have cooking on Rainy Day Pod and Two Rocks for SmackDown this week?
I want to talk about myself, man. I just want to say, hey, trying times right now, man. And it is always such a great time coming on Fins TV for sure, man.
Thank you.
You guys like a family now. I met all of you in person except for Jason.
We'll get there, my man.
Yeah, we will. And we're gonna take some shots, brother. And
I can't keep up.
Man, I just want to. Yeah, okay.
You can pour all the shots. I'll take one with you, my dude.
No, we'll do 2 shots, and that's it.
Coke Zero for me.
Negotiation.
Coke Zero for me. Shari, always great. Love you. I love you. What are your thoughts? Any last thoughts before we go?
No, just hold on because it's going to be a really dumbass, bumpy ride for the rest of the season. So, yuck. That's my final word. Yuck.
Yeah, that for sure. Steve, any last thoughts before we go? We will send us out here.
Nothing else, man. Just we joke, we jest. It's a stressful time out there for a lot of people. Getting into the holidays, seriously, be kind to people.
Yeah,
people got enough shit going on in their lives that you just don't know about. Be patient at traffic lights. Be patient in the grocery stores. You don't know what people are going through. Just be kind.
100%.
Amen.
Good job.
ELE, baby.
That goes for social media too, folks.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And as always, we're thinking of missing our friend Matt Armstrong. Hopefully, we'll see him soon, Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Yes.
Matt.
So,
Shout out, Matt.
So, as always, no matter what, at least we have each other.
Group hug.
Oh.
And so,
Good job, y'all. Group hug.
Thanks for watching Fins TV. Please like and subscribe. Fins up.